Breaking news. Ukraine rogues around leaky defenses, costing Russia 2 highly valuable Pantsir systems. Officials from Ukraine announced on Sunday that they had successfully neutralized 2 Pantsir S-1 air defense systems deployed by Russia. This marks the latest move by Kyiv to target strategic Russian facilities and weaponry stationed on land. The GUR, the Ukrainian intelligence agency, released a statement on Sunday claiming that fighters from the agency neutralized 2 Pantsir S-1 anti-aircraft systems in the Belgorod border region of Russia on Saturday. Russian air defenses around the nation turned out to be leaky, claimed Ivan Fedorov, the exiled Ukrainian mayor of Melitopol, a city in southern Moscow and a Moscow supporter, countering Moscow's persistent attempts to target Ukraine's infrastructure. The country has been hunting down Russia's network of air defenses, including the short-range Pantsir. In addition to destroying Russia's S-300s and S-400s, which have been deployed extensively against Kyiv and other sites, it has focused on destroying Russia's Tor systems and other short-range ground-based air defenses. It is unusual for Ukraine to take credit for attacks on Russian territory. The Russian Defense Ministry has been contacted by Newsweek via email in order to obtain a comment designed to counter airplanes, cruise missiles, precision-guided munitions, and other air defense units against larger strikes. The Pantsir S-1 is believed to be worth around $15 million, according to the British Defense Ministry. This war's most crucial conflict remains the struggle between Russia and Ukraine to defeat their enemy's ground-based air defense systems. December 3, 2023. On multiple occasions in the past few weeks, Ukraine has claimed credit for destroying Russian ground-based air defense systems. Kyiv announced earlier this month that its forces had destroyed 2 Buk systems in a span of days. Within a week, in late November, Ukrainian officials announced in early December that they had successfully targeted 2 Buks in the country's southeast and southern regions. The British government speculated on November 26 that Russia had relocated some air defense systems from Kaliningrad, a base in the Baltic Sea, to the Ukrainian front lines in an effort to backfill recent losses. Ukraine also relies heavily on air defense systems. Russia targeted Kyiv and other cities across the Ukraine with waves of missile strikes that began on December 29 and continued into the new year. A senior Ukrainian officer stated last week that keeping Ukraine's air defenses operational and well supplied with ammunition is Kyiv's top priority, as Russia is trying to weaken them, according to Serhiy Nayev, commander of the Joint Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, who is responsible for mobile air defenses in northern Ukraine and Kyiv. In the medium and long term, we need help from Western countries to replenish the missile stock, as reported by Agence France-Presse on Wednesday, Saturday, January 6. Russian President Vladimir Putin made a solemn promise to back troops who are defending Moscow's interests with arms in hands during an address given on the eve of Orthodox Christmas. Wives of Russian soldiers stationed in Ukraine urged their spouses return from the front while symbolically placing flowers on the flame of the unknown soldier near the Kremlin. In a meeting with the families of Russian servicemen who have perished in Ukraine, the Russian president made the statement that many of their men are brave, heroic Russian warriors, are still defending the country's interests on this holiday. Also, he urged his people to be fair and kind, and he claimed his administration has been directed to increase support for fighters. Putin, who is up for re-election in March, reportedly has been softer in his remarks in recent months, putting more emphasis on traditional Russian values and togetherness. During his address to the families gathered at a chapel at his residence outside Moscow, he expressed his desire for the meeting to serve as a clear signal to his colleagues across the Russian Federation, regardless of their position or authority. He emphasized the importance of his colleagues being by his side at all times. Also read, U.S. Defense Secretary promises transparency after keeping President Biden in the dark about Austin's impending hospitalization. Putin urged his people to uphold the unshakable principles of goodness, mercy, and justice in an additional message posted on the Kremlin's website for the event. He also asked the Russian Orthodox Church to assist in fortifying the institution of families and patriotism. Unlike last year, Putin did not request a truce in Ukraine to be observed on January 6 to 7 in conjunction with the holiday, which is observed by many Orthodox Christians. In contrast to the rest of the war-torn nation, Orthodox Christmas services were also observed in regions of Ukraine that are under Russian occupation. Following President Volodymyr Zelensky's signing of a law to move the Christmas holiday from January 7 to December 25 in order to renounce Russian heritage and other reasons, Kyiv celebrated Christmas on December 25. Dispute near Kremlin Dome. The relatives of the reservists that Putin mobilized in September 2022, months after Russia invaded Ukraine, are becoming increasingly angry. In response, 15 women, according to AFP, braved the winter cold to place red flowers at the site in the heart of the capital, which is also right beneath the Kremlin walls. It is our hope that our appeal will capture the interest of the public and the relevant authorities. Various methods have been exhausted. Maria, a sales manager of 47 years old, whose husband was mobilized in November 2022, told the news agency that they had written a petition to lawmakers, officials, and administrations, but that their voices had gone unheard. Also, it's not fair, she said. These people are not military, they are civilians. No way can our husbands remain there. Also read, Russian strikes in Pokrovsk kill at least 11 people, including 5 children. In the conflict in Ukraine, Moscow handles criticism and protests, especially about Russia's special military operation in Ukraine, quite quickly. However, authorities are reportedly sensitive to the topic of mobilization and have so far refrained from crushing the emerging movement of resistance. A legal assistant, named Maria Semyonova, reportedly pleaded with the Ukrainian government to negotiate peace during a demonstration where the police refrained from getting involved, AFP. According to Paulina, a mother of a 1-year-old kid, the demonstration is the only peaceful action that has not yet been banned by law, as she told the news agency. It seems like we're bothering them, she continued. However, everyone will speak up. Every single Saturday, we will continue.